6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 by 10 is the size of the room I was in. I would drag my fingers along the wall, feeling through the creases of the bricks. I could feel the markings from the other women, and somehow it gave me hope, thinking that if my markings never reached their markings, then maybe I was okay. I tried to tell myself over and over that I would get out of this mess, that the police would come and everything would be all right. There wasn't even a doorknob on my side of the room. There wasn't a chair for me to sit when my legs were tired. There wasn't a bed for me to sleep when my mind was so restless because of the screaming that I couldn't just lay down and sleep. There wasn't a light in the room. It was just pitch black. One in every 10 women worldwide are kidnapped, raped, abused, and used just because they are a woman. And we have not said that it is okay that this is happening, but we aren't doing anything to stop it. We all think that it's fine because there's somebody out there doing it, right? So why do we need to do anything? We're going to follow a young girl. She fights for her survival when there's no more light by Celeste LeBeau. I was terrified. I was scared of what was going to happen to me. Things progressed to the point where my mind was literally leaving my head. I was going insane. And the worst times was at night. At night, when I could hear the screams of the other women, screaming for help, screaming for somebody to just save them, but I couldn't do anything about it. And I would curl up and I would cover my ears and I would just scream, just shut up, just shut up! Those were the moments that my mind just drift away. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. To be honest, I don't even know where that song came from. But it gave me a sense of peace. It helped my body settle down. It helped my hands stop shaking for at least a moment. And over time, I realized that my room was known as the recovery room. The room where other women were thrown in between their sessions. And they would tell me the stories, piece together the little puzzle of what was happening to all of us. Welcome to the game show where we sell you women. We tell you how to take care of them and we pay you for it. But know that if your girl is hurt, escapes, or is kidnapped by another person from you or dies, you will pay us back in double. This woman is worth $200, this one is worth $1,000, this one is $5,000, and this one, me, my freedom, my soul, my everything, was worth $2 million. We were just sold. And you want to know where that money went to? Half of it went to the police. The police, to just swipe it under the rug and pretend like none of this ever happened. Like there weren't women inside prisons being starved, beaten, and raped. And I didn't know what to do. And the fact that I'm 16 makes me an easy target, makes me something that is desired, makes me defenseless against these men. And so I made a plan. I could either do a few different things to get back at him. One, I could run away and somehow stay away and survive. I could make myself wanted by another man so that he would take me away. But then I'm in the same situation again. Or I could die. I would be out of this miserable hellhole, and he would have to pay for what he's done. So I did everything right. I was quiet. I would stay at the back of the room. I wouldn't fight him. I wouldn't do anything wrong. I would stay right where I was supposed to be, following every rule to a T. And the fact that I had to do that to get a cup of water is insane. He would just dump water in my face and hope that I got a drink and got enough to stay alive. But if I followed every rule to the T, he would bring me that cup of water. So a few weeks went by, and there he came, with a platter of food and a cup of water. And when he left, I crushed that stinking cup! A cup that I had to give up my rights, my fighting rights to be a woman! And I ended it. I was done. I was done. And everything just faded. I could feel the blood trickling down and hitting the floor. My mind fading away again. But this time it was different. I cracked. Everything just went black. Black of death. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows over top! But I woke up. I woke up! And maybe you don't understand how much that hurts me, that I woke back up to him beating me over and over and over and over! Yelling at me. I gave you everything. I took you out of that perfect society, one that was going to corrupt you. I saved you. I kept you in here safe. I haven't done anything wrong to you. And you treat me like this? You take everything away from me? And then he left. He left me there, halfway dead, where I couldn't even tell what was me, or what was the ground, or what was in my head, and I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel anything at all but fear circulating through my body. Weeks went on, and I hadn't even eaten. I was lying there like a paperweight. And the doors busted open. And he came in. It was a different man. It was a bigger man. A man that I had no chance against. And he grabbed my hair and he yanked me out of that room. And he dragged me. He dragged me past the women that I heard screaming at night as I clawed at the ground with my heels and my nails. And I just couldn't stop him. I was thrown in the back of the pickup, my hands bound in a sack over my head. And halfway through the drive, I realized that I could either jump and live or jump and die, and it'd all be over with. So I jumped, and in that moment, my hands came free, and the bag flew off my head, and the lights were so bright from the sun that I hadn't seen in who knows how long. And I could hear them screaming from behind me, and I just started to run. And I heard sirens, and I ran towards them. But then I heard guns, and this popping, this loud popping, and so I tried to cover my head for them to just not hit me. Just please don't hit me, please just stop! And it was this one moment when it all ceased. And I took off running, but in the opposite direction. But I felt a sharp pain in my chest. And I thought that it was just from the adrenaline. then everything just went black. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. But this time I wouldn't wake back up again. Thank you.